Hey guys, welcome to Module 1.8, Brainstorm. In the past modules, we've talked about pricing, brand loyalty, and what to look for in winning niches. And in this module, we're going to talk about how to actually brainstorm for some niche ideas so that we can get a list going of potential products for you to sell. The first thing I'm going to say, guys, is if you think about any ideas, make sure you write them down, right? Even if you're not sure that they'll be good, we can narrow that down later, but getting the creative juices flowing is key, so writing down anything that you're thinking is very important. I personally have niche ideas in a bunch of different places just because I start thinking of something that might be good, and I'll put it down in the Notes app on my phone. I've got Google Sheets with a bunch of different niches on them. Basically, whatever you can use, pen and a paper, to put some niche ideas down on the fly, go for it. So now let's go into some strategies to actually brainstorm some of these ideas. The first thing you can think about is, what have you purchased online recently? If you've made any big purchases online, that's a good way to start because you've already done it and it can help you to come up with some ideas pretty quickly, just like that. And also, I just want to note, it doesn't just have to be just online, like exclusively online either. You can think of any big purchases you've made recently and can see if people are also selling those products online. And I can tell you, in a lot of cases, they are at this point. You can basically buy just about anything online, so that's fine as well. And to help you out a little bit, take a look around your house. Have you bought anything recently? Do you have an office? Take a look around there too. Something that should also be pretty easy for you to do is to take a look at your credit card and bank statements. Most of the time, it's as easy as just going online and checking your statements. And a lot of times we make purchases and don't even remember. Like maybe you made a purchase a year ago that you totally forgot about. Then you look at your credit card and bank statements and say, oh yeah, I spent a good amount of money on that and I totally forgot. And you can write that down. Another thing you can do is ask your family and friends. I remember when I first started dropshipping, I asked my parents what they had recently purchased, and they had purchased some pretty cool higher priced items that I otherwise probably would have never even thought of on my own. So asking your friends and family is a really good place to start. You can just say, hey, I'm doing some research and I'm just wondering if you've ever bought anything over $200 online. It can be a great way to come up with some really interesting ideas that, again, you may not have previously thought of because everyone has their own interests, their own hobbies, and spending habits that are different than yours. And in the same token to that, you can also post on your favorite social media channel like Facebook, Instagram, or Snapchat to see what people have purchased as well. Again, this can be a really great way to get some feedback and compile a list of niches to start with, as again, everyone is different and you'll probably get some really cool ideas just from asking these questions. You can just make a post saying something along the lines of, I need your help. I'm doing some research on the types of purchases that people make online, and I would like to know if you've purchased any physical items over $200 online. What did you buy? Thanks. Pretty easy way to generate some ideas and get some conversations going with your friends in the process. Another thing you can think of is, what are your hobbies? Now I say your hobbies, but they don't necessarily have to be your hobbies. It's just a good place to start because it's easier to think of our own hobbies first. But really any hobbies that people have, other people's hobbies as well. Hobby niches can be excellent to dropship since customers are pretty passionate about them. And, going back on the last module, profits and passion, I just want to remind you and touch base on again that we're looking to be passionate about our business and that we don't need to be passionate about the products necessarily. And maybe your personal hobby will work and maybe it won't. The goal here is to get you thinking of a bunch of different ideas and not just settle on, one thing immediately. Like, for example, I love music, so I'm going to build my store around music items. We want to be thinking about the best opportunity possible and not just base it on personal emotions. So I just wanted to go back for a little reminder there. And with that said, looking at your hobbies and other people's hobbies as well is a great way to brainstorm some niche ideas. To do that, a couple things I like to think about are, what kind of magazines do you read? A lot of people read magazines associated with a niche that could potentially be sold online. What types of podcasts do you listen to? What type of Facebook groups are you a part of? Maybe you're in a certain hobby or interest group that could come in handy for finding some products. What kind of blogs do you follow? Basically, taking a look at all of these things and finding certain interests and products associated with them that you could potentially sell online. All of these are great, but honestly, the biggest thing for me out of everything to find niche ideas is, what do you notice in your everyday life? It's a pretty simple one. We already talked about looking around your house, but what else do you do? How about when you go to the store? Going to the store and just looking around at things is a great way to brainstorm niche ideas. Look at things on shelves, maybe look at the shelves themselves, right? It's honestly kind of crazy when you start to do this, because you begin to realize that literally just about everything around you is a potential niche. The world sort of just changes from just being something that you see in the day-to-day to becoming this playground of niche ideas, and it's actually really fun to just go places and take a look around to start brainstorming some good products to sell online. So, again, what do you see at the office? What do you see at the doctor's office? Big box stores? Anything to get the creative juices flowing is good here to start compiling a list of types of products that you will start to sell online. And all right, guys, so get those creative juices flowing. Follow the steps in this video to start brainstorming some niche ideas, and I'll see you in the next video.